Hi, my name's Dash. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be pretty bootleg. I have no editing software. I don't have anything to capture footage on my PS4 and move it onto my computer. So I'm basically going to be editing this entire video on SharePlay. And my audio is trash. It's also because I don't really have a mic other than my PlayStation 4 headset. I'm holding out on buying all that stuff until I know that I can be serious about YouTube. As if not, then it'll just be a waste of money. But anyways, just gonna get right into this. I got bored and I decided to talk about something I did recently, which was switch from switch from Scuf to Claw. I've had two Scufs, technically three. I've had three paddle controllers, alright. I've had the PS4 Strike Pack, alright. That was pretty cool, except the connection to the system was like slower than if you were to just use a regular DualShock. So you had that. In addition to that connection lag, you also had what I'm going to call mechanical input lag, which you'll see through my experience all paddle controllers have. And what it basically is, or what I'm talking about, is the distance that the paddle has to travel when it goes up and down is slightly longer than if you were to just press the button itself. And I found in many instances that when you're doing stuff like switching from your pickaxe to your build, blah blah blah, it's way faster to just press the circle button. And later in the video, I'll show you guys this actual speed difference between going like this with your button, with your face button, and doing it with the paddle. And in addition to the Strike Pack, as I was saying, I've had two Scuf controllers. I've had the Scuf Vantage, which I'm actually getting. I've had the Scuf Impact, and I have had the, okay. So I've had two Scufs. I've had the Scuf Impact, and I've had the Scuf Vantage. Scuf Impact lasted me about a good year, and then I started having issues with the triggers, you know. And with most controllers, that's just going to be an issue. But the thing is that I realized that I would rather just be able to play on a regular controller, because when the controller, you know, inevitably gets those issues, like the buttons start to stick, whatever, blah blah blah, I can just go and buy another $60, $50 controller, as opposed to one that's close to $200. Same thing with my Scuf Vantage. I had it for about 3 weeks, and I knew this going in, to be fair to them. I knew that I was going to have to update the firmware to prevent the issue I'm about to talk about. So I had a couple different issues with my Scuf Vantage. One was the thing I talked about earlier, the mechanical input lag, you know, this. How fast you can do that, in, you know, the fact that it kind of limits you by using the paddles. And I had a dead zone issue. I knew about the dead zone issues going in. I knew that I was going to have to update the firmware, yada yada yada, so I wouldn't have a dead zone issue and stick drift and all that. But unfortunately, I do not have a PC, and the only other option was to send it in. So, you know, I didn't want to do all that because I wanted to play with my controller. And for a while, I didn't have any issues, which is strange. And then progressively the issues arise. So now I'm not sure if it's the controller itself or it's the firmware not being updated. Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to send that in today and we'll find out. If it works, then I'm probably just going to still play Claw on that Scuf Vantage. All those issues combined were the main reason why I decided to go from Scuf to Claw. You know, I feel like it did make me a faster builder in the end. Still a bit of a learning curve, still stuff I have to learn. I still have issues with, you know, I have some really bad habits. Like switching from my pickaxe to build in the middle of the fight. Alright, so again, it's a circle. Alright, so yeah, real quick, let me show you what it looks like again. So this is me just switching from pickaxe to build, you know, just present switch mode. As fast as my controller will allow. And then switching between my pickaxe. I'm gonna plug in my Scuf mode on the paddle. See how much slower that is? Let me show you with the Scuf face button. I'm pressing this as fast as I can. Look at that. To some it might appear like a split-second difference, but keep in mind that I also use that for X. I use a paddle for my X, which originally was my jump. Now that I play claw, I use triangle as jump. But just, like, imagine doing 90s and you miss a jump by a split second because your button hasn't popped back up. You know, you're doing them as fast as you can, you know, turning as fast as you can, all that. But you're being limited the slightest bit by the travel distance that paddle has to make. The biggest reasons why I went from Scuf to claw, a lot of my friends were surprised. They're like, bro, why'd you give yourself arthritis? And I was like, maybe I want arthritis, you know. Maybe I feel like arthritis is worth those extra 2 kills per game. Scuf is like training rules, you know. Claw is like, you know how to ride the bike. You know, it's a transferable skill. There are more bikes out there that are just 2 pedal bikes than there are with training wheels. Or like, if you think about it like a car. You know, learning how to drive a car is like a transferable skill. You can use claw on any controller you play on. Any controller. You know, if it has a phase of buttons, it has thumbsticks, all that, triggers. You can use claw with anything. But if you buy a new system and your Scuf doesn't support that system, or vice versa, you know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be sitting there waiting for your next $200 controller, and it's just not worth it, you know? I feel like everybody should just learn how to play claw. I haven't had any problems with my hands. That's the issue most people have with claws. They feel like they're gonna get arthritis. I mean, there's a way to hold a claw, your controller, when you play claw. Flea has a great video on it. You know, just learn claw. It is so much more worth it than spending $200 on each controller. You know, I was stupid when I bought those Scuf controllers. I was just spending my money. But for all the kids out there, don't be like me. Just learn claw. Transferable. When that new PlayStation comes out, you're gonna already know how to play Fortnite on that controller as opposed to having to wait for a new Scuf. And, you know, it's just a smarter decision overall. Yeah, that's it for that. Don't really have much else to say. If you guys want to see, I'm just testing out this new shotgun that they apparently put in. You know, I guess they're adding another tack. And give my opinion on it. Yeah, let's check out this new tack shotgun. Let's see what's up with this. Okay. Check the damage numbers real quick. 130. Wow, is that a headshot? Yeah, that's headshot damage, I think. Let me check the headshot multiplier. Let me look that up real quick. I'm recording a video. Because I'm basically telling people why I switched from Scuf to claw. And you know how the controllers that I was buying were hella expensive and this wasn't. That was like one of the main points. I'm basically saying don't be stupid like me. Just learn how to play claw. And so I was just bored, and I was supposed to be doing YouTube this whole time. So yeah. I'm gonna let you know when to not speak to me again, not to be rude. Okay, so these new tags have a headshot multiplier of 2.25. Which means, Jesus Christ. Whoa. Okay, so I called it. These new shotguns have a headshot multiplier of 2.25. Which means with the gold one, you could be doing a maximum of 195.75 damage. That's a ton. Jesus Christ. And with the epic, you're going to be doing... The epic, you're going to be doing 184.5 damage. That's a lot of damage for attack. This could be one of the most usable shotguns in the game right now. That new drum shotgun is fucking garbage. I never pick it up. I would rather pickaxe somebody than use that new drum. But yeah, that's it. This is a bootleg video. Don't judge me for it. I have better stuff on the way when I can prove to myself that I'm serious about this. Buy my software and all that.
There's people on you.
Got him. Go ahead and get him.
Oh, his teammates on me. I put down a trap, bro. Yeah, they're gonna search me. Oh.
You're seeing that's my kill.
You niggas better not shoot at me. Somebody else did it. I'm tagging her, that's my kill. Oh, no, the fuck is not!
I was gonna say, you better kill her because she bought my shit, bro.
Fuck, I missed it. Word. I'm hot. I can't go get it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for my fucking slurp to finish.
You shot the fuck down outside?
There's another one.
Ooh, they going at it. Where's that at?
Up here with me. It's over here, you see it?
Where is that?
I marked it.
Fuck that.
Well, hold up.
How many kills you got?
6. Yay! 8.
You got what, 7?
I just
8?
killed a duo. Got a slurp up here for you.
So, nigga, you got 8? Nigga, I only got 3. Damn!
I'm gonna pop that slurp you see, and there's a kid for you.
Hey, there's people right here.
That's a dude who fucking... Knocked one.
I couldn't fucking build!
did a number
Yeah.
on me.